Everything is going extremely well.
And now, showtime.
Everybody, welcome to the Live Friday. I hope you're having a good day. Today, we're going to be addressing something straight on, so let's get right into it. Then we will get all of your questions on the live call and then dive into the comment section of YouTube, which was spicy as shit all week long because we dropped 2 bangers. So that being said, let's get right to it. Let's address the elephant in the room. The honest truth is, as meta advertisers, we've got a big problem. Now, what I'm going to do here is try to give you fact versus fiction, and we're going to dismantle some of, in my opinion, the most popular solutions to this big problem. And I think the majority of the solutions being presented are actually creating much more issues. Now, my buddy Ben dropped a video around the 4 solutions to a super common meta problem, where you build a bunch of ads and Meta dumps almost all the spend into one creative. And I've seen dozens of other videos. This is Ben Heath, and I dropped a video on this last night, and apparently a lot of you like it. So here's the thing. Most of these fixes will make the problem worse. And it's not because Ben is dumb. He's not. He's really smart. He's a great YouTuber. But because the assumption behind the fixes is wrong. The goals trying to be achieved aren't actually aligned with your objectives. People keep treating it like this. Meta isn't distributing my spend. How do I force it? But that's not the real problem. The real problem is you're managing ads like they're independent when Meta is mapping and managing consumer journeys. I've seen this pattern destroy accounts over and over. Testing campaigns and scaling campaigns where the testing campaign steals credit and the scaling campaign collapses and ad fatigue magically shows up when it's actually just operator error and the business never actually scales. Now, again, Ben Fair gives 4 options that are very common. So I'm going to debunk each one of them in a minute or two, and then I'll show you a simple replacement that actually scales. And if you want to deeper dive into this, we just dropped a video yesterday that's nearly 45 minutes long, okay? So let's start with option number 1, because to be fair, I think it sounds the most harmless out of all of them. Option number 1 is simply do nothing. Ben's first option here is sometimes just don't do anything. Accept it. Let Meta spend into the winner. And yes, in 2 scenarios, that's fine. Now, I agree with him. If that is a short-term campaign like Black Friday, go for it. Or if you're spending so little that forcing distribution would kneecap your results. But here's what people miss. Do nothing can often become your permanent strategy. And I think a lot of people think that's what I teach, although that's objectively just not true. If your entire approach is, I hope the winner holds, you're not running a system, you're renting luck. Because the moment you scale your budget or your audience shift or the market changes, like we've seen over the last week and what will tank in the next month, that winner starts to behave very differently. And then you panic. And then you add more ads, and then performance becomes unstable. And then you start turning things off, and everything goes to hell. You launch cost caps and bid caps and 1,000 more ads, and you work harder and harder and harder just to hold on to something worse than when you started. So here's the rule. If you're going to do nothing, it has to be intentional with a trigger. You're either going to say, we're riding this until campaign level breaks, or we're riding this until one of the ads stops doing its job in the journey. If you don't have a trigger, if you don't have a call to action, if you don't have an ability to understand the next step, if you don't have a plan, doing nothing is really just you avoiding doing the real work of building a stable journey. And that's why I think a lot of folks that hate on the one campaign call it lazy, like Konstantinos, because they fundamentally misunderstand. Now, option number 2 is where I think most campaigns go to die. And unfortunately, is one of the most popular things that I see so many people preaching because they focus on the wrong goal. Option number 2 is have an evergreen or a scaling campaign and run a separate testing campaign to force spend on new creatives. And on paper, this sounds clean. Winners over here and tests over there. Then you graduate the winners into scaling. Great. The problem is Campaigns are not separate universes. The same humans exist across your account. And what happens in real life is this. Your testing campaign finds a winner because it's being shown to the easiest to convert pockets first. When you launch a new ad, it's launched at the bottom of the funnel. So that test looks amazing for a few days. How many times do you launch an ad and it dies after 3 days? So then you move that winner into your scaling campaign and suddenly it doesn't perform the same. Why? Well, because the load is different. The audience mix is different. The job you're asking it to do is different. Let me give you an example to kind of make this real. If I hire you to make 1 shoe a day and you can do it perfectly, and then I put you in a factory and ask you to do 30 because you made 1 great, why not can't you do 30 times? If I act surprised when the quality of your work changes, that's on me. But that's what you're asking campaigns, testing campaigns to do. They create small budget winners that are not predictive at scale. And worse, those testing campaigns, often all of their success comes by stealing credit from scaling campaigns. They just come in at the 11th hour, and when you get a new win, it comes at the expense of an old one. And if you think you've found incremental growth, but all you've done is shift attribution. So if you want to test inside the same system. If you can't make the system better, it's not a winner. Because what you need to know is not, does this ad win in isolation? You need to know, does this ad replace the weakest link in a journey and improve the campaign? If your testing methodology creates instability, you didn't test. You're just spending a lot of time and money to introduce chaos and play the victim. There are no victims in this classroom, okay? Now, option number 3 is default recommendation from Facebook, and it can be a trap. So let's talk about this. Adding new ads into the same ad set. If you keep the same ad set and just constantly introduce new ads into it. Now, Ben says, make sure the new ads are really different. And that part is fair. You're testing concepts. I get it. But here's the main issue. People interpret this as like, well, let me launch 10 new ads, 20 new ads. I've got 30 ads I want to try. Okay. The problem is the machine can't sequence those ads. It sounds smart until you do the math. Okay. Now, in that video that I mentioned that I dropped last night, I actually break out all the math, but here's what you need to know. If you have 20 ads, the number of possible journeys is absurd. Okay. Like let me just run this by you. Okay. If you have 20 ads and the machine is trying to understand which ads to show in which order, and it tries every combination once, if it tried 1 a second, it would take 77 billion years to get through all of them one time. I'll repeat that. If you have 20 ads, 20 separate ads, I'm not saying the permutations within a 322, I mean 20 different ads, 20 different folders for data, and the machine tried 1 a second, it would take longer than the entire existence of the universe by a factor of 5 or 6, depending on which scientist you believe. It is impossible. There's no functional way to do it. So what you're doing is restricting the ability for the machine to have any clarity. You're giving it more permutations than it can actually learn from. So what happens is Meta spends into what it has the most confidence in. That one ad that seems most likely to get the job done is going to get all the budget. And then you get mad at Meta for doing the only rational thing. And then you start turning off bad ads based on ROAS, even though nobody gets to your best converting ad at the bottom of the funnel without seeing the ad at the top. So every time you optimize, you shut off the top of the funnel and then wonder why the whole account collapses. Every time you turn off that bad ad and everything goes to shit, it's because you're following this path that you've been taught by people that don't care about the bottom line of the business. Now, if you want distribution, the answer isn't more ads, it's fewer. You can build a deliberate, limited set of roles. Ads designed for the start of the journey, for the middle of the journey, and ads designed to close. And also, don't be surprised when something doesn't necessarily work the way that you think, and you don't need to start the journey because there's 1,000 other people advertising for the same thing. You just need to understand what you can do best and then go one step above that so you can funnel your own, you can create your own opportunity. So here's a couple, there are only a couple dozen ways somebody could move through your system if you have 5 ads. That's how the machine learning gets confident. That's how you scale without the machine fatiguing. Now, option number 4. Now, this is live, Freddie. Option number 4 sounds technical, but it's built on the same misunderstanding in a different outfit, okay? Meta has a creative testing tool at the ad set level, or at the ad level. And Ben breaks this down. And thank you to our Facebook daddy for breaking out new tools, okay? I have no shame on Ben. We've broken bread. I think he's a great dude. He's really good at YouTube. And he's got a fantastic self-liquidating offer where you can sign up for his $4,000 training and then eventually kind of fails for you, so you just hire his agency. Phenomenal business model. Now, Meta has a built-in creative testing tool to force spend on new ads. Here's the problem. That tool, when you go to it, it defaults to the metric of cost per engagement. Why? Because Meta is literally telling you what that tool was designed for. It's not for e-commerce, lead gen, or SaaS. Your problem isn't which ad gets the click or the engagement. Your problem is, does this improve the campaign or the business outcome? That tool wasn't built for you. The majority of the money spent on Facebook ads isn't for conversions or leads. And Ben even points out this issue. If you run 3 tests, if you run tests concurrently, a win can negatively impact an existing winner because testing cannibalizes performance in that style. And to be fair, it'll do it even in a simplified campaign, which is why we have Andromeda 1, because you can then specifically see things. We'll get to that in a minute. But if you're forcing the system to behave unnaturally and just optimizing for the last touch, you're going to die. If your test requires you to take a 10 or 20% hit hoping for a big winner, you're not operating a predictable growth machine. You're gambling with extra steps. You're making success more difficult. There's a reason why people who run agencies and creative services tell you to do this, because it makes you dependent on them. If you need structured testing, the cleanest version is to simply test inside a single system with fewer variables and judge success at the campaign level. Not did ad B have a better ROAS, but did this new creative replace the weakest link in the system? So if those 4 options aren't the answer, what is? Well, if you watched our video earlier this week on Andromeda 1, that's the entire solution. That is the new version of the One campaign. And it's funny that everybody who's built around business growth that adopts that sees success, and every performance marketer that does it wrong fails. If your optimization strategy is to make things more complicated, you miss the point. Any idiot can solve problems by making things more complex. Expertise comes from simplification. The reason Meta spends into one ad is because of confidence. If you want distribution, don't bully the machine. You design a system that can actually learn. So if you want to know more about the Andromeda 1 video, if you want to know more about Andromeda 1, we launched a video earlier this week. You can go check it out. I think it's almost 20 minutes long. I share my ad account, over $130,000 spent of my money over the last 30 days. And you can see profit volume, right? How to scale without manufacturing fatigue and not chasing ROAS. Like, understand how to, if you're still optimizing ad by ad, if you're still launching dozens of ads and complaining about results not working, this is going to help you fix the account without breaking it at the same time. And for those of you that are more interested, Disruptor Academy, we have full-ass courses on Andromeda 1 and how to do creative testing on Meta after Andromeda. Quite literally, the playbook you need to stop going from a place of frustration and fear and stress to success. A way for you to reduce your workload on a daily basis. Like, if you're in your ad account for more than 90 minutes a week, I guarantee you're working extra hard to make less money. If you're launching ads every single week, I promise you have no possible way of understanding the impact of any of that work. If you're still listening to people who run ad agencies and creative services for advice, you're basically going to a drug dealer asking for medical help. It doesn't work. You don't go to McDonald's and ask, how do I deal with my diabetes? It doesn't work like that. My hope is that you understand, if the people, you can't go to the people who benefit from creating problems to find a solution. It is not in their best interest to make you independent. And I'm not saying they're bad people. There are a lot of folks who benefit. I think Ben is a fantastic guy. I think he's got tons of integrity. I think there's maybe some false promises in his training, but if you've never run an ad before, it's phenomenal. My buddy Sam, I think he does great work. The M3 method. I think there are people who will benefit from that. And I've been getting blown up with people saying, like, it's not a premiere, everybody. We are live right now, okay? I see, yeah, Ruben, all these folks. Yeah, anyway. I think there's a place for folks that are helping you launch your first ad, and folks that are helping you feel comfortable in some strange place to at least know the language and the buttons and how to work things. I will look at it like this. This is the way I like to think of it. If you want to go to the gym and not feel completely intimidated and be able to do your own workout, Ben, Sam, Jeremy Haynes, all those guys, they're phenomenal for you. Constantinos, maybe not. They're phenomenal for you. They're going to help you be comfortable. Right? If you're sick and tired of ordering out and you just want to start being able to cook at home and know your way around a stove or an oven, there are people that will help you be able to understand what that looks like. But those aren't the people that are going to make you an Olympic level athlete. Those aren't the people that are going to make you a chef at a Michelin star restaurant. There's one thing to help people feel comfortable in a hobby. But if you're watching this channel, it's because running ads isn't something you do for fun. It's something that you're doing to hopefully provide for your family, create jobs, and achieve what you want in life. And to be fully honest, when I started running ads, I was making $10 an hour. My parents were helping pay my bills. I was less than 1 year sober, and I was damn near 30 years old. That was well over a decade ago. Now I'm in my early 40s. I have 2 kids. I have a house in LA and an apartment in Manhattan. And I have a business that pays me over $1 million a year. And I do that by helping folks graduate from the work that these other people teach you to go from being a hobbyist to being an independent operator who's no longer at capacity, but someone who can take time off and provide jobs for people in their community and take care of their family and not lose hair and sleep. I'm clearly not losing hair, although I am losing sleep. Although, to be completely fair, that's more because I've got, a 2-month-old and a 2-year-old. And every time I change the 2-month-old diaper, the 2-year-old wakes up, and every night is just fun. So that being said, we're going to pull up the chat, and I'm calling a hard stop at 30 minutes after, so we can just do the best we can to fucking 1,000 mile an hour our way through the YouTube comments section and have some fun. Okay. Chase. Boom. Let's see. Talk to me about home service business that will operate within a 60-mile radius that want to fully own a niche. Do you think this is business than a different scaling machine approach? No, it's totally fine. Follow if you join Disruptor Academy, we have, let me just get this up. There's, let me do this. Nope. This. There we go. Almost. Boom. Nope. What's going on here? There we go. Fantastic. Now, what I'm going to do is just pull this up so you all can see this. Just while I'm sharing this, I'm like, I don't want to talk about something and not show you. So we're going to do this. Boom, boom. Check out Disruptor Academy, okay? Here's the About page. Awesome. There we go. All right. So inside Disruptor Academy, we have a course. It's free, called How to Crush Facebook Ads on a Low Budget. Basically, what I want you to do is how to understand how to follow Gary Vaynerchuk's concept of being a local celebrity, but using it with Facebook ads in the same way that Alex Hormozi has dominated organic, but you can do it for really cheap with your Facebook ads, and then you build a warm audience and you sell to them. That's how you build a business and you can scale. And I've done it for myself with my wife's Pilates business and dozens of other businesses. And that course inside the Academy, which is free, gives multiple case studies for you to follow step by step. That's how you do it. Okay, let's keep going. All right. Is this live or premiere? It's live, Freddie. Okay, let's see. Hey, Charlie, how is the Facebook performance of the last week, and is it fixed? Facebook did have an issue looking at the page loads, and for folks that were hacking the machine, it really struggled. For those that were leaning into data, it was like a bad day or two, and things are fixed now. So hopefully you'll be good to go, although to be completely fair, Facebook did fuck up, and it did cost some people some money. The better your infrastructure around data, the less money it costs you. Which type of creatives and how many you launch for a new account? It really depends on what you do well. There's no right or wrong answer. If you join Disruptor Academy, we literally have a course that brings you through what to do to start a brand new thing. It looks like this. I literally walk you through step by step what I did in my own business to launch ads for Disruptor Tools, my SaaS product where I analyze your results and tell you what your best hero offer is, how much more you can scale, and how to build bundles. And that thing's like $100 a month. I literally got to 5-figure ARR in a week running this account. And I literally walk you through the entire step and what you can do at any stage of the game to help yourself. Okay. Hey man. Hey, I think it's Premiere. No, it's not. Agreed. Awesome, Ruben. We don't agree on everything, but I'm glad we agree on that. I'll leave it there. Okay. Charlie, I watched that update. I'm so confused about how any of this works for local service businesses. I have a window cleaning business and I'm a badly competitive market that I've absorbed hours upon on Facebook ads content. And I'm super worried I'm just going to blow it to crash. Freddie, how to crush Facebook ads on a low budget. Here, look, it's right here in the classroom, course hub. This one. Boom, right there. That's your plan. It is an hour and 16 minutes step-by-step guide to solve your problems. And it's free. It is free to join. There's no like 7-day off or whatever. You can join this for free. Now, yes, we do have a paid membership, and yes, it's going very well. But that's because people are winning at like an ungodly rate. Okay. Different circumstances, different stores, and different for campaigns and ad structure. Okay. I want to scale my webinar to 800K monthly spend, but I'm not sure about the structure. I'm currently at 200,000 ad spend per month. All the video that I see, like yours, seem to be for low spend. They are for low spend, but they also work for high spend. Honestly, if you want to talk to me about more in-depth stuff, at the current level of ad spend you're at, I think you're perfect for the Meta MBA program, which is basically closing in the next few days. But hey, message me directly on any social platform or email me at info@disruptorschool. And let's see what we can do to help you out, because I've been here before. I've done this myself. I've gotten people to well over 1 million on this exact thing. And we can make it happen. Okay. Where can I learn the one campaign method? In Disruptor Academy or on the video we launched earlier this week. And now it's, by the way, called Andromeda 1. I run ads for a living. I'm open to a quick call to help you with this. Oh, there you go. Awesome. Okay. I've submitted my info for the free training, but no email came. I'm sorry about that. Apparently something is busted, and I sent a screenshot of that feedback to my team, and they will fix it by the end of the day. For free, of course. Okay. Arthur, niche. Okay. We got some people. Is this really live? Yes. LOL. Okay. Local business ecom. Okay. Okay. Straight facts on agencies. Thank you, Tikas. That's coming from a guy that owns one, but we don't operate like that. We are technically growth partners because we don't just run ads for clients. Tikas, honestly, bro, like, part of me was like, can I just train you in the way that I do things, and then maybe we work together? I don't know. Like, it's exciting me how professional you are. It's great to see people like that. Okay, anyway, can you tell us about some ad accounts that are doing the same thing, running very few ads and printing crazy money? Everybody that I work with. I literally share my own ad account in a video that I did earlier this week. I can tell you a whole bunch of stories, but you shouldn't believe me. I'm some asshole on the internet. If you want actually undoctored photos and a video walking through step by step, I shared that, right? I'm not somebody taking credit for somebody else's business because they come in at the 11th hour and say, well, my strategy is the reason they got there. I'm literally doing it with my own money and my own business to print and provide for my own family and create jobs for my team. Supplements? Yeah, sure. Just got accepted today to the Academy. Thanks. You're welcome, Chase. Okay, you guys are just having chats, and I don't mind. I don't mind the chats. Okay. Hey, Charlie, working my way through the free course and then going to Premiere. Love it. Currently, I have running 2 ad sets. Should I leave this running and start fresh with the CBO? Get through the course, but my number one, to be honest with you, there is the Andromeda 1 course that's in the Premiere will walk you through step by step, because there are some nuances that we need to kind of get through. And I really want to help make sure that I give you the right answer. I didn't get accepted to the School Academy. Oh, I'm sorry. There may be reasons for that. Try again and say, hey, Charlie said I should join. All right. I do have people helping me approve folks, because there's dozens every day. Like, we cleared the deck this morning and we're already at 54 people. Like, I'm not unhappy about it, but like, I am getting help. Okay. Hey, Charlie, I've been running 1 ad inside a control ad set. Fantastic. Okay. Oh my God. I have no idea what's going on here in the chat, but I don't hate it. When ROAS drops, find which ad is not doing its job and replace it with a similar one. That'll do it. That's the secret, right? Well, no, the secret is not worrying about ROAS anymore because you want to worry about money. ROAS isn't money. It's a lie people have been telling for 30 years about digital marketing. It has nothing to do with the bank account. How can we be better than our competition if we have almost the same products? I know marketing is one factor. What else can we work on? Product quality. The number one way to win is get somebody to come back and buy again. If people don't buy from you twice, fix the business or you'll never be able to scale your ads. I want to move towards stability. I'm wondering if I should implement your 3 A/B test or first look to the previous link. If you only have one control ad set and one ad set with 2, 3, honestly, if moving towards stability, I wouldn't get more complicated right now. I like the improve the weakest link. Just focus on that. And if it's good enough to add spend, do it. And if it's not good enough to add spend, see what you can fix after the click, like your search, your email, your conversion rate, your AOV, that kind of stuff. Or if it's good enough and you know the people are buying again, just wait for that cash flow cycle to renew, and then you can just add budget. If 20% of people buy again in 90 days, and right now you're breaking even, you'll go break even for 90 days. And on day 91, you're making 20% profit of every dollar that you spent, which means you can reinvest. And then that cycle continues. And then you just have this flywheel that continues to grow. And your entire job is to make sure that flywheel does continue to grow. Then you're staying out ahead of it. And you know your problems are going to have a week in advance. You're not, oh, well, Thursday was a bad day on Facebook. You don't give a shit because this month was 10 times better than this month last year. Focus on the big picture. Okay. Love from BD. Okay. There's just, we can jam on that. Hey, awesome. Tikas, we'll have a combo at some point in time. I'm not at a place where I need help on capacity, but I'm also not in a place where I'm too proud to have a conversation. We'll figure it out. Can I have a recourse, please? Yeah, jump into Disruptor Academy. Done. What is the best way to scale up and optimize ad for lead gen? Everything we talk about on the channel. Lead gen is e-commerce. There's literally no difference. All e-commerce is just lead gen. Really, the only difference between lead gen and e-commerce is in lead gen, it ends with a lead. That's a sale. In e-commerce, the first purchase is a lead. When somebody buys something from your business, that's just a self-liquidating lead generation offer. There you go. I watch your Andromeda 1 video that solves a lot, following everything you suggest. Question is, will that work for $15 budget? Yes. Run an actual skincare and well-being brand, but it can't seem to get any sales momentum. What's the best meta strategy? You don't have big budgets of scalable ones. Figure it out organically. Invest some of your profits you can afford to lose in your ads, and your job is now to make that money that you can afford to lose larger every month. All right. How to take over an existing ad account from another agency. 100% covered inside the classroom. That is fully covered in detail, step-by-step inside the Andromeda 1 course. I think quite literally it's the advanced Andromeda 1. This section right here, step by step. Okay, like I can't do anything else for you. By the way, let me get rid of this. You can scan this QR code to get in Disruptor Academy, or just go to disruptoracademy.com. Or I'm a digital marketer. Don't trust me if you Google it and it doesn't come up. Although I do need to get my Google ads together. We are saving that for a live course inside of Disruptor Academy, where I'll literally just build the entire Google ad account in like an hour and just spend more money. Okay, that being said, we said we were going to stop at the top of the hour or the bottom half of the hour to then get through the comments. Okay, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, everybody, hold on to your butts. Woo! Here we go. All right, Charlie, I love you. Say love you too. Recently, after the meta bug, we think our CPP is double. We scaled down, and after this increase the budget, should we double down to the original one? I wouldn't worry about doubling right now. Just do things in a sustainable way, and also understand that this bug that happened on Facebook happened at the same time that we expected all performance to drop off because you're coming after Black Friday and Cyber Monday and Q5. You should know that the middle of January is going to be a drop off in your performance. If you got the digital marketing calendar that we have for free inside Disruptor Academy, you would have known the entire thing to expect every single month. It's free. Go and get it. That way you're not caught off guard. And also for all of you running cost caps, understand that in 3 weeks, they're all going to tank. And if you have high budgets and low bids, chase the folks that told you to do that are not going to reimburse you. Jeremy's not going to reimburse you. Chase is not going to reimburse you. Andrew Ferris is not going to reimburse you when you just accidentally spend a couple $1,000s because you kept your budgets high and your bids low. No, it happens every single year, multiple times a year. And the people that tell you to do that won't reimburse it. So get out ahead of it and don't set yourself up for failure. Okay, Charlie, we're getting kicked in the butt because of the meta bug. Okay, it seems like everything. Yeah, so attribution-based results versus actual business results. If your January is worse than your December, you're right on track. The whole point is this January better than last January? And can you stabilize your environment to have a smaller account with fewer moving pieces, so you know exactly what doesn't work. And you would have noticed with a simple account that somewhere between Wednesday and Thursday, things kind of bounce right back, and you should be scaling back into it. There's a bug in Meta, according to some people on Twitter. Yes, man, everybody's smashing this thing. What to do? It's not getting fixed. They did fix it. Please don't make dramatic changes. Just don't play with money you can't lose. And then build a simple system. Remove the things that are a liability. CPA above average, GPT below average. Get rid of those ads. That's the simplest way to start. Hey, Charlie, thanks for all the advice. Just one question. Explain how to test creative with the one campaign method, but how do you test different landing pages? You route the traffic after the click, and then you measure revenue per session. I only have 3 ad sets with 1 ad each doing a good job. Please don't do that. 1 ad is prospecting, the other 2 are mid-funnel. Do I need more ads? No. Put them all inside 1 ad set. The campaign can make the choice of that ad set versus something else, and then you can test against it. Maddie, can you review Nick Terrio's CBO structure approach? I mean, honestly, Nick Terrio is a student of mine. I'm pretty sure his CBO approach, and last time I saw it, is more or less just his version of what I taught him years ago. Not a paid student. He's been binging my content and other people's, and he's a one campaigner. But Maddie, I love the idea. Please send me a video to reply to, and I will do a reaction video on Nick. More people need to know about what Nick is doing. Trying to sign up for the free training. He doesn't like free. Okay, I literally took this comment and sent it to my team, so it should be fixed by the end of the day. In a CBO campaign, how to test, because Meta spent on the ad set. Check out the video we literally launched last night. Fix this reaction to Ben Heath's. You guys need to do Jeremy Haynes, his take on Andromeda. Please, dude, just show the ad account already. Nobody's interested in listening to a bunch of stuff. Homie, I did show the ad account earlier this week. I literally shared $130,000 of my own money inside of my own ad account. Go check it out. Please send me the video of Jeremy Haynes. I would love to do that. Like, if somebody comments on this video by the end of this live, I will quite literally make that video immediately when I stop. I will pull it up. I will get my loom ready, and I will record it blind like I do every other one, and I will get that out as soon as fucking possible. Let's go! Okay. One of the 2 guys that listen to, I'm sorry to hear that. We're going to help you out. Having 20 different ads is not bad. You can optimize a hook rate. Hook rate doesn't mean anything about your revenue. Amount spent, global CAC and MER, nothing to do with volume of profit. Creative has ID shared across every account. You can scoop up demand audiences. I like this advice, but it's 100% not everything that we do here, although just there's no conceivable way that you can test 20 ads. You don't have that kind of money, and the machine won't do it. Remember, if you have 20 ads and you tested 1 a second, it would take 77 billion years for the machine to understand each possible customer journey with a data set of 1. That is not a sustainable path. Ben has 0 idea what he's doing. I'll say this. Ben is very smart. I respect his business. He is there to help people get started. And he definitely helps people. But eventually you evolve past what he's doing. But I do not want to speak ill of Ben. I think he's got a great business. He's got a phenomenal self-liquidating offer. And he's a really good dude. What's with your hands? Yeah, I had some weird export issue. I kind of liked it, to be honest. What the fuck is happening here? Every time I discover a new person that shares info, one day after, Charlie's fucking him up on the same video I saw. I don't know if he fucks him up in the video. Blue hair has saved me money. Look, I am keeping my... I get so many of you sending me videos like, hey, this is the video just dropped. And basically, I look at it. If it's been live for 2 days and it's an outlier, fuck it. I'm making a reaction video so that all of these other people can do all the hard work. And I can be a mid-funnel ad. I'm letting them do the top of the funnel. I'm letting them do the awareness campaign. And I'm just coming in to close the deal. Exactly what I tell you to do with ads. I'm doing it organically on YouTube. And it is crushing. Because that's all you need to do. Okay. Fact versus fiction, right? Got it. So how do we fix this? Watch the rest of the stuff. This video is the start of an entire playlist. I'm also dropping a video that will be, I think, about 2 or 3 hours in a week. I'm finishing it up. It's basically an entire course of all the videos of everything you need to understand. Although this week, we're dropping a retargeting strategy video, I think on Sunday, unless I do the Jeremy Haynes video, in which I might just drop that. We'll see. And then the video after that will be like a full ass course, and then a case study on a clothing brand that I took over. There, I do a consulting service. It is a flat fee with a performance incentive, full disclosure. And we went from 400 a day to a little over 3,000 in about 45 days. So I'm going to walk through how we did that. Okay. So what's the difference between this and the pre-Andromeda strategy? Basically nothing. Just flexible ads versus dynamic creative and a few nuances. Hey, Charlie, would you say that at macro level fatigue correlates mostly to bad offer? No, I think I like what you're talking about with the macro level. But an ad that fails because the offer sucks would never be good enough to be something that you scale into that would see the fatigue. Jared, yeah, I've dropped the Alex Becker pitch. Yes, when I reposted this video, I edited out his Alex Becker pitch. The fact that people are still paying for Hyros, the fact that in the year of our Lord 2026, Alex Becker is still functionally running the business of Hyros blows my mind. But hey, look around the United States. Things are crazy, right? Denial ain't just a river in Egypt. I'll put it that way. Okay. However, he's light on strategies. Let's see. His self-paced course, the very first one I did online, and help me understand. I love that. And that's exactly what he does. I love it. He's so good at making people feel comfortable. But what did he do after that? It's not the best. So absolutely. And I fully respect Ben. I don't want this to be a hit piece. He's amazing at what he does. Clash of the Titans. Thank you. Should the three creatives and the flexible ads have different ones? It depends really what you're trying to test for, but I wouldn't have different pain points, different angles, because then you're just saying, well, which one did I do better at executing? I don't care about which one I did better on executing. I care about which one is best for my business. Go watch my reaction video to Sam Piliero from about a week ago. I have a whole playlist, by the way, on YouTube of just reaction videos. For those that want to know, I'll just pull this up real quick. Share this tab instead. Dashboard. Actually, just go to the playlist here. Share this tab. Reaction videos. Boom, boom, boom. This one, no, let's see. It's not that one. It's the Andromeda Fixed. This video is me literally answering that question that you just had. So I hope that helps. But yeah, this is the whole reaction video playlist. And you can see these little like 10x, 6.5, 1 of 5, like these things. I go to other people's channels and I see new videos that are blowing up that give bad advice. And I just put fact to fiction to help you not suffer because of somebody else's bad advice. Okay. And it's been working really well. I'll be honest with you. Plus, it's super easy for me. I can bang those videos out in like 45 minutes because I don't watch the videos ahead of time. So I come like raw and I literally just pull up like a loom half the time and I hit play. I'm like, okay, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. He's right there. Okay, and then I'm recording the intro and an outro. Done. In and out in like an hour. And you all love it. And hey, if it provides you value, why should I work any harder? I'm telling you the same thing in your ad account. It's the same thing I do in my business, right? Experts make things simple. I think I'm an expert. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. One campaign running, it's smooth. We're on a Republic Day sale. Yeah, don't do it in the same campaign. 322 ad that we should duplicate the post ID into a running ad set. Does the post ID refer to the entire 322? It's just the combination that got the most engagement. The one that got the most engagement is the one that is most contributing to the outcome of that 322 ad, which is most responsible for the performance that you liked in the first place. That's what it's all about. Highest contributor. The contribution margin of that ad with the most engagements is the majority of the performance that you liked. Just take those. How long does it usually take for the school invite to be approved? As fast as we can, although sometimes we've got multiple. I have 2 people helping me like around the clock. There's a wonderful woman named Jess in Utah, and there's my VAR Will in the Philippines, and like we are approving people 24 hours a day, and they still have 50 folks after this morning. We're trying. I'm doing my best. My day starts, by the way, just for what it's worth. I start my day. I'm going to show you this, okay? Full transparency, because like, why not, right? So you see this comments section, all of this shit. I go through my day, starts at just clearing this comment section and my DMs. I did this at 8 o'clock this morning. It is 9:42. I already have 5 more comments and 29 more DMs. It's fun. I dropped my daughter off. We walked to school at 8 o'clock. It's a block and a half from my house. It's not even that far. It's like 500 feet from my front door. And then I come back, sit down my coffee and my 2-month-old. And I bounce him in his little bouncy chair and just plow through all the comments and DMs. And it's like one of the best. Like, I love my mornings now. And you should love your mornings too. Okay, 80% of my spend is on catalog ads to be doing well. Fantastic. If I'm going to run non-manual, non-catalog, should the catalog be in a separate campaign? Yes. Never put catalog and non-catalog in the same campaign. Sometimes catalog might target bottom of funnel audiences. Cool. In that case, the catalog ad will get the credit. Yep. There's no way of knowing. No, there isn't. And during scaling, it'll make it more difficult to which campaign to increase the budget on. How do we solve that problem? They have different business objectives. When you're pushing specific products, in this case, a store with 1,000 SKUs, I think it was a clothing business, only have your manual ads promoting individual products focused on customer acquisition costs to start customer journeys, and the catalog ad just builds up the rest of your revenue. Reach and engagement took a dump. Yes, you shouldn't be using them anyway. Okay, great video. Awesome 1 and 3, 2 method. Big breakthrough to me was that provides enough variation of the platform to test 12 variations, but not enough that the delay learning is delayed. Correct. By the way, all of you watching here, we've got 50 eyeballs, 100 eyeballs, unless some of you might only have one eye. Where are you watching from? Tikas and Ali and VIP Nick and Aman. Like, where are you guys coming from? I always like to know. Anyway, George says, Beast, thank you. At 126, don't you worry about different ad sizes. No, I don't run different sizes. Don't make sizes of no value. Birdie Mafia asked the same question on multiple video, or asked the same question on the same video twice. Okay, whatever. Do you mind if I ask the definition of a low budget? Low budget, by definition, has nothing to do with the amount of money. It is a verbal shortcut. It means that you're not getting enough transactions or enough conversion events of whatever you're optimizing towards to afford a more complicated system. I dealt with a guy where it cost him $600 to make a sale. And then he was spending $4,000 or $5,000 a day. It was still a low budget campaign. 322 for testing. Yeah, I think you got it, bro. Pakistan, Chile, love it. Would you suggest starting from not being profitable with the catalog ad? I would. You can. I would try to be profitable before you run ads. Read. How many ads in your broad scaling campaign? Do you cut them off if they're not getting any spend or purchase? I probably wouldn't have more than 5 or 6. If they're not getting spend, if they're getting spend but no purchase, I don't care about the ad level. If the campaign is good enough, just go. When do you know for a fact that it has exhausted its audience 100%? You've never exhausted your audience. It's impossible. If you watch that video that I did reviewing Ben Heath's video, I explained the math of what it would take if your audience is just 1 million people. I think you would need something like $500,000 a week for one ad to potentially exhaust it. And you need to spend that every week to exhaust one ad. And if you have 2, it grows exponentially. You are not spending enough to worry about ad fatigue or audience exhaustion. And if somebody tells you that you are facing those issues, just don't listen to them anymore. They don't know what they're talking about. What if you sell different products? We have separate campaigns? Yes. And also figure out which one of those things is actually useful for you. Dynamic creative content, flexible option. Yeah, it's an add to an ad account. Not everything is there, but at the end of the day, you don't need that information. Yep. Same question, 2 different videos. I appreciate the eagerness. The ad spend, this ad spend is so much because it's an established brand with a good product that solves a pain point. This is the $2 million that I spent on Under Outfit. It wasn't established when we launched that ad. We were spending like $2,000 a day when we launched that ad. That ad spent $2 million in 6 months. That brand went from $50,000 a month in revenue to $1 million a week in a year and a half. It wasn't because they were already established. It's because we did all of the things in the right way. And that's what I teach everybody in the MBA program. What's the best practice in flex ads? Honestly, if you already know what works, don't use it. If you don't know what works, go for it. I was doing a big case study on using AI in ads, and then unfortunately my personal ad account got restricted, so I'm working through that with the reps. So that video is probably going to be a month or so out instead of a couple of weeks. Very clear explanation. You're welcome. First time commenting, first time, long time, love it. Would the ads in the Unicorn Squad not cause overlap? Yes, they would, and that's totally fine, and I'm not concerned at all. Also, please ask all of the questions. In a situation where the ads are going to run for a shorter period of time, we still do all the same thing. We'll just turn off the ads that earn budget and suck. Simple. Use Translate Arabic, man. Is that a setting on YouTube? I will. If it's a button I can click, I will gladly do it. Using Advantage Plus, doesn't matter. Inflexible ad, how can I know which creative is the winner? You don't. You're looking for the comment section. Can you share low budget strategies, please? Everything's the exact same. What if three reels creative edited similarly, but their ads are slightly different? I put in flex, yes. And then you're going to figure out which one of them works. The idea here is if you want to test a concept, you can try 3 different versions of an ad within that concept. Then one of those ads works. Then what you can do is edit the hooks of that ad to see what is the best version of that. Then you could even edit you could even then do 3 edits of that ad in an additional test. If you are seeing success and you know something works and it's struggling to get better, you can optimize what you have. And I would probably do that before you go fishing for something new. People say, oh, Andromeda, you don't need to do testing. You don't need to do iterations. Just launch 1,000 fucking things. It's crazy to me how much people have contempt for what Meta says until they can get one deck where they're able to recite like a paragraph that meets their business objectives. And then all of a sudden, Meta is gospel. It's crazy to me that the people that said never trust a rep are now saying, well, Facebook says you should do this with Andromeda. Like, motherfucker, pick a side. All right. Yeah, ENTP, I'm curious too. I am taking it seriously. I'm sorry. Gold. Okay. You can talk less and do more in your videos. Okay. The honest truth is you should just join the academy. And if you want me to do more, I'm trying to teach you what the principles are so that you don't do more. Doing more is the problem. Okay. With it being actually hard to run split tests in Facebook nowadays, it's not. Your methodology should invite making a lot of ads. No, it isn't. And then watching which ones pull more overall before making even better ads. I assure you, guaranteed PPC, that what you learn in PPC is not what happens in an OCPM. Google marketers, Amazon marketers, keyword marketers trying to make things work in social. It's just because somebody's an Olympic runner doesn't mean they're good at swimming. I'll leave it at that. Free course, you just talking. Yeah, homie. I would like to see this in action. The results, complete setup. I would just watch like 5 of your videos and they're all talking, but you have a point. We want to see something in real life. I also share things that are in real life, and there's no like golden thing. It's not complicated. Literally, when I do show this stuff and how simple it is, it works because you understand the why. There's no magic setup. There's no button that's like being withheld from you. That if you hit this thing, all of a sudden your shitty business is good. If you have a good business, the simplest campaign structure is the thing that lets you spend more time making the business better. The more complicated the structure is, the more you're setting yourself up for failure. Is the role of a media buyer over? No, absolutely not. Top of funnel creatives not to behave the same way as bottom funnel. If we only invest in bottom funnel, will the funnel not dry up? Yes, but if you're already successful, just worry about the problems that you have. And if you're not successful, try to get the wins you can get and then just move up from there. Might be missing something. Just to be clear, strictly speaking from a paid ads perspective. From a business perspective, I fully agree that scaling can come from increasing LTV conversion to back-end monetization. Within paid ads only, what other mechanisms do you bring in to bring in new people to the funnel, if not through top-of-funnel acquisition? Look, your ad, Facebook itself is top-of-funnel acquisition. The fact you're running an ad on Meta, that is top-of-funnel to the rest of your business model. It's Facebook. It is social media, search, email, website. Nothing, everything you do on Meta is top of funnel. And when you optimize for the ROAS of the bottom of funnel ad on Meta, all you're doing is starving everything else that's more efficient. There you go. Thanks for your insight. Do you say it applies to service, product, education, for example? Yes, absolutely. There's no difference. Facebook doesn't give a shit about your business model. Do you think Excel cares what you're doing? Do you think Call of Duty gives a damn who you are? No. Software is software. It works the same for everybody. When I open up my Roku, it looks the same to me as it does to anybody else. Well, I mean, I guess some people have like the old Western. I have the Roku City background, but like the point is it functions the same for everybody. Software doesn't give a shit who you are. It's code. I used to see performance in D2C on Breakdown, but not with Flexible. Okay. It doesn't really matter anyway. How many winner creatives in the all-star ad set? I wouldn't go past 6 or 7 max. Probably 5 to 8 is the good range. Just have some self-control. If there are 3 creative tests in the first ad set and we move a winner to another ad set, should we turn off the winner that you have? No, don't turn off good money. Go Steelers. A-Rod going to lose their first playoff win in years. R.I.P. Tomlin. Anyway, what a bullshit. Okay, Max. Great vid. Got a question for you. Need brand multiple products. Would you have all the products in the same CBO? No. If you're going to run multiple products, run a catalog ad. Other than that, you figure out the ad that is the product that is best at acquiring new customers who are most likely to come back and buy again, so you can scale cash flow, and you use catalog ads to suppress the blended CPA. And the only other ad I might run is one with the highest above average GPT. Potentially, if that GPT is greater than the LTV, I can run that as a retargeting offer and then scale my business based on volume of profit, customer acquisition costs, and volume of blended CPA. Boom. How long does the test be? I'm only spending $300 a day. I hope your test lasts for months because it means you don't need to solve any other problem. That would be amazing. Your content is for the naive. How so? Person without a profile picture is in Hormozzi's engaged ads that bring in separate people. A campaign that makes sales conversions? Yes. Great video as ever. I'm running the one ad set with 2 flex ads due to budgeting constraints. Cool. I love that. Though I'm increasing 3x weekly. Should I leave the ads on to get out of learning, or is it safe to introduce a new thing? If you don't need to scale your volume of creative, then don't. Thanks, Charlie. Makes sense. I'm continuing scaling. At the very least, a lot of learning coming to that VIP tier this week. Dr. Watson, let's get you there. Or Mr. Watson. Mr. DJ Watson, if you're nasty. All right, Charlie, you've been saying calling out different individuals for incremental reach does target different audience at the creative because the creative does the targeting. Does it require its own campaign or ad set? No. These can all be run from one campaign. Love it. We've been running with brands for a few years. Still have the question of scaling via post ID for top engaged ad. Could you just duplicate the flex ID? You could, but don't have a separate campaign and then just duplicate the post ID. Otherwise, there's no value in just duplicating the flex, generally speaking. What do I do when I have different products? Make a different campaign. There you go. And then turn one of them off and probably just start leaning into catalog ads. Okay, we have 5 minutes to go. Are you able to meet anytime between 1 to 4? Yes, Arada, we can definitely meet. Okay. Once an ad set is launched, we never touch it again. I'm not saying that you should never touch it again. I'm saying that there's a process. Hi, buddy. Should I run one geo for a campaign, then mix them together? It depends on what you can afford to do and if they behave the same way. Spot on at 1335. I'm seeing a smarter campaign with a better API pixel event, match quality over 8, more people reach, good budget, increased opportunity score. This person is literally just doing what we say. They kept it simple and they're just scaling. Fantastic. Love it. What's your recommendation for a print-on-demand t-shirt store? Just down here real quick, because I think this is an Academy member. I think I recognize that name. Maybe that face. Maybe I'm wrong. Catalog ads. Understand your winning concepts. Categories, and then build an offer that's most likely to get someone to come back and buy again, or an offer where the AOV is greater than the LTV of your average customer. If you're on print on demand, the number one way you're going to succeed is by getting somebody to buy from you more than once. Otherwise, you are not a store, you're a salesperson. You're basically a salesperson for Printify, unless you can get somebody to come back and buy from you twice. There you go. Okay, why not run? Yep. Okay, cool. I thought so. I was just like, hey, keep it real. I know it's really me in the things. Like, just anyway, keep going. Okay, why not run the 3-2-2 in the same ad set as the 2? You can take a look at the live video and I'll show you the exact process. No one is accepting my membership. You're not alone. That happens to a lot of people. I do limit or prioritize. Absolutely. We just have dozens and dozens of people. Gabriel Sonny's trying to sell in the DMs. Hey, I respect the hustle, okay? Which is a joke. I saw guys like last night or last week, I joined Grindr because I thought it was for dudes with a hustle mentality. But, I mean, it is, but it's not. Like, all right, bro, that's a good joke. Anyway, King, big fan of your content. You're following Manus AI. It's interesting to see what happens. And I have seen what the AI looks like for the ads that will probably come out in the next year. It'll be really interesting. I will not break NDAs, but I will just say that they're making it easier and easier and easier for people that don't yet know what works to be successful. Understand that almost every new ad product coming out of Facebook is not for people that are already successful. It's for helping people be successful at the start. Okay, what exactly is your campaign structure for testing and trying scaling? I literally show a screenshot of it at the very beginning of the video. We run a live event funnel, which is best to manage when you turn campaigns off. You can simply turn them off and just understand that the universe will not be the same when you come back. I'm facing one problem when I add, it's all about fragmentation. Don't worry about it. Should I ignore fragmentation? Yes. But everything into one campaign. By the way, Gabriel, Sonny, I don't know. I appreciate the blowing up the comment section to do the hustle. Fantastic. I put everything in one campaign. Never seen sales like this before. Andromeda is incredible. Yeah, it's crazy, like how just doing what they've been telling you to do for years works, and then a smarter machine makes it work even better. Great video as always. One question when checking on an ad set is good or bad. You said you check the profit volume. Is that of the ad itself or the whole campaign? Whole campaign. Exactly what I need today. Perfect timing. You're welcome. All right. So I run a call funnel to a high ticket sales funnel and teach hundreds of others. And I split tested the structure of my one ad set with a billion fucking things going on. And the billion fucking things going on did better at the ad level. I'm not trying to say I know what is better. My whole thing, Peyton Helm, is that if that's working for you, fantastic. And by working for you, what you're saying is that those ads last a very, very long time with predictable volume of traffic. You don't need to do anything other than automate the budgets of your accounts. If you're having to work harder and harder and harder with rising CPMs over time and the quality of your traffic continues to degrade, what you've done is figured out a very effective way to work harder and harder and harder to maintain something worse than what you had before. And if you follow what I'm doing, eventually you're here, but getting worse. I'm here and getting better. When those two things cross, what you're doing is a liability. Build it the way that I taught you and just let it scale. And then eventually when those two things cross, you've already built the solution for where you want to go. And then you'll be working dramatically less to make a lot more money. My ads perform well, but only for the first few days. Why? Because when ads launch, they launch the bottom of the funnel. That's what we started this entire conversation with. Okay. Classic side of unstable delivery. No, Gabriel, I appreciate you blowing up the DMs, the comment section, but it's not ad fatigue. It's not saturation. It's not learning resets. No, just none of that is true. This entire thing is patently false. Thanks for blowing up the comment section. It's going to help me help other people know what to believe and what not to believe. Let's go. All right, Kasim. I appreciate Kasim's enthusiasm, by the way. Kasim, I see you around, buddy. I appreciate it. You do a great job of explaining the layers and complexity. It's both thrilling and now scary, but really tempting. Fantastic. Evelyn Weiss came up with these call-out schools and Alex copied it. Fantastic. Evelyn is great. She does a fantastic job, like Ben, like Sam, like a lot of folks. Like if you don't have anything going, follow that and it'll get you there. And then when you inevitably hit the wall of diminishing returns where it just make it more complicated, more complicated, more complicated, more complicated. Eventually, you want to be an expert instead of an idiot. You want to make things simpler instead of more complicated. I'm happy that she's teaching people to cook, but if you want to be a Michelin star chef, I'm here for you. When I have different products, Andromeda directs to the best ad set. Yeah, don't promote multiple things. Can you show me in the video how to grab the post ID and the timestamp? I'll try to do that in the next video. I think I said that. No, I totally spaced on it, and we're running out of time right here. Shit, it's 10 o'clock. I gotta go, everybody. Fuck. I appreciate your content. Working towards the premium. Would love to have you. Is this the beginning of the video catalog campaign relevant for leads is the catalog in a campaign level relevant for lead campaign? Absolutely. Because it's the same functionality. Individual campaign performance. No, you will never be able to. It doesn't matter. How do you see the breakdown? It doesn't matter, but you can also watch this video to give you a deeper dive into things. Saying, Charlie, please do a post ID for existing ad set because it's not visible to me. Yes, it is inside of the business manager business tools inbox, and then go to the timestamp of the post. I'll try to remember to do that next time. Ask those questions closer or on the live call because I'll keep forgetting. Fluctuation, stability. All right, everybody, we are back to where we were. I gotta go. Everyone, thank you so much. Can you make a beginner to expert meta course after Andromeda? Homie. It's right here. This one gets you started. This one takes you to the promised land. If you're in Disruptor Academy, look at this. We already have like 12 people trying to join in the last hour. I'm trying to work through all these folks. All right, everybody. I gotta go. Take care. Thank you so much. And I'll talk to you all later. Bye, everyone.